Now, let's take a look at the types of dyslexia. So today, I'm going to focus on these 4 types of dyslexia, which are phonological dyslexia, surface dyslexia, double deficit dyslexia, and last but not least, developmental dyslexia. So without wasting time, let's jump into the first type of dyslexia, which is phonological dyslexia. Phonological dyslexia is the most common and widely recognized form of dyslexia. It occurs when an individual has difficulty processing and manipulating the sounds of language, which is a skill that known as phonological awareness. So, people with this type of dyslexia often struggle to break words into their smaller sounds units, which is phonemes, and connect those sounds to letters, which known as graphemes. According to Kaufman 2023, this happens because of underactivation in the brain's left hemisphere, especially areas like the inferior frontal gyrus and temporoparietal regions, which are crucial for recognizing and assembling speech sounds. Not only that, Heterogeneity 2021 adds that auditory processing difficulties may contribute that the brain processes sound sequences less efficiently, making reading slower and more effortful. So despite this, individuals with phonological dyslexia usually have normal intelligence and strong comprehension when text is read aloud to them. So this highlights that their difficulty lies not in understanding meaning, but in converting written symbols into sounds. Alright, next, second types of dyslexia, we have surface dyslexia. So surface dyslexia involves difficulty recognizing whole words by sight and remembering how irregularly spelled words look. So instead of recognizing Said or island instantly, a person with surface dyslexia may try to sound them out phonetically, such as SAID or Island, that leading to pronunciation errors. According to Kaufman 2023, he notes that this type of dyslexia is rooted in orthographic processing deficits, where individuals have trouble storing and retrieving visual word patterns from memory. Meanwhile, Heterogeneity 2021 links it to neurological differences in the occipito-temporal region that often called the visual word form area, which allows fluent reader to recognize familiar word instantly. So as a result, surface dyslexia often leads to slow and effortful reading, especially for languages with irregular spelling system like English. However, these readers often do well in phonetic decoding of regular words. This type shows how dyslexia is not only about sound processing, but also about how the brain visually represents written words, that making it a visual perceptual form of reading difficulty. Alright, moving on to the third type of dyslexia, we have double deficit dyslexia. So double deficit dyslexia represents the most severe pattern of reading impairment because it combines weaknesses in both phonological and orthographic processing. In other words, individuals with this type struggle with both sound symbol mapping and visual recognition of words, that leading to slower reading speed and reduced fluency. According to Kaufman 2023, he emphasized that reading is a multifactorial skill that involves sound processing, visual memory, and rapid word retrieval. So when these two systems are impaired simultaneously, the impact on literacy is much greater. Also, Heterogeneity 2021 further explained that this subtype often result in reading exhaustion, where the individual can read for short periods but becomes mentally fatigued due to the extra cognitive effort required to decode and recognize words. So students with double deficit dyslexia benefit most from structured literacy interventions that strengthen both phonological awareness and visual word recognition through repetitive, multisensory approaches like seeing, saying, and tracing words. So this subtype clearly illustrates how multiple brain systems must work together for reading to be efficient, and when they don't, reading becomes a major daily challenge. Last but not least, we have developmental dyslexia. So developmental dyslexia refers to a lifelong reading disorder that originates during early childhood. So unlike acquired dyslexia, which result from brain injury, developmental dyslexia is present from birth and linked to genetic, biological, and neurological factors. According to Kaufman 2023, it is a neurobiological disorder that affects how the brain develops and processes written language. Research shows that it often runs in family, supporting the idea of a genetic predisposition. So based on Hitiarchi 2021, he added that abnormalities in early neural development, especially in brain areas related to reading and language, can lead to differences in how children learn to process letters and sounds. So we can say that environmental influences, such as early language exposure, where it can either strengthen or weaken this skill. So developmental dyslexia is not related to intelligence, vision, or motivation, where many individuals with these types of dyslexia are highly intelligent and creative, where they can simply process written information differently.